Hey truckers, have you recently started working for a new carrier? Maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed? Changing careers in any industry can be challenging, let alone out on the road. In this video, Blake will provide helpful tips so you feel more confident with your decision to quit your current carrier.
My name's Blake, I'm Fleet Manager with Anderson Trucking Service. As a Fleet Manager, we see many drivers come through and start brand new with the company. I understand the struggle of a change and how anxious it can make you. Today, we're gonna talk about 4 tips for success in your first year with a new company. So those 4 topics we're gonna speak about are finding out how you will be paid by the company. Next, study your new freight lanes and customers. Then develop a strong relationship with your fleet manager. And finally, I will talk about how to set a new schedule. So the first tip about driver pay is to ensure that you're talking to recruiting when they first introduce themselves to you about how you will be paid and what to expect for pay. Next, within your first week, make sure you're speaking with your fleet manager on your expectations and what theirs are for pay. Percentage-based pay is a great thing when freight is high and your market's high. You will definitely make more money. But as that market comes back down, so does the freight cost, which so does your pay. With CPM, it's a good option. If you stay busy, keep the wheels turning, you can be making money. It's a consistent way to get paid. And during the slow market times, you will still see that paycheck coming in as long as you're still moving. Some companies will have you choose cents per mile or percentage, and some will use both, and you will get the higher of the two. Along with figuring out how you'll be paid, figure out when you will be paid. Speak to your fleet managers and ensure you understand clearly when you will be paid and when all your documents need to be in to be paid. Some companies, when you start out, depending on if you're company or lease, will offer a pay guarantee. These pay guarantees help with the transition from company to company and ease the tension on the driver to ensure that you're out there comfortably and safely driving. Bonuses can be another way companies will pay you. Some will pay right out of orientation, a bonus. Some will pay after your first load drops off. Ensure you're speaking with your recruiter and your fleet manager to understand how much and when you will get paid. Some also offer end of lease completions. So make sure you're reading your contracts and ensure that you understand all of your pay before you leave. The next step for success that I have for you is to understand the new company's freight lanes and their customers. These all might be new to you, you might know some of them, but ensuring that you know where you're going is huge. To ensure you make it safely and the product makes it there safely, do a proper pre-plan. Make sure you give yourself enough time each day to plan the next day's route. These new customers might have roads that you've never been on. Some might have low bridges, some might have tight turns. Get with your fleet manager if you have questions, because Google Maps isn't always the answer. There are truck route maps and things that we can use to ensure that you get there safely. The freight lanes can also affect your home time. If you live in a good state where that company has a lot of freight, you might be able to get through the house a lot more than you thought you might be able to originally. If you live outside of the freight lanes, make sure you communicate with your fleet manager so when it comes time to go home, you have that excess time to make sure you get there. One of the big things with new freight lanes and new customers is understanding their rules and policies. Some failure to obey the rules and policies can get you removed from the facilities. So make sure you understand that with your fleet manager and the company when you get there, if there's any rules in place that may or may not get you removed from the facility. Depending on what the act was and what happened, being removed from this customer may also mean removal from the company. So when you get to your new company and you're learning the freight lanes and the new customers, use your experience from your past customers and your past freight lanes to get you through this. You have the experience, you're on the road, you know what you're doing. Just trust what you're doing, and if you have questions, please reach out. The third one, make sure you're building a strong relationship with your fleet manager. Your fleet manager is going to be your main contact with the company. So when you first talk to your fleet manager, make sure you convey your thoughts and your ideas with them right away. If you lay everything on the table and everything's transparent between you and your fleet manager, that starts the trust and respect building that you need to be successful. One of the biggest things that you can do to help your fleet manager is to convey to them your goals as a driver with that company. If you want to move up and your career path looks like you want to go to a heavy haul division, then let them know that, because then they can help you get there. Also, let them know your expectations of home time and how long you'd be there. Let your fleet manager know as a driver what your tendencies are, how hard you like to run, how many miles you average per day. It will make it easier for us to transition into getting you loads and ensuring that we're always on time and we're servicing our customers correctly. As a fleet manager, it is our job to ensure you are taken care of. So please, if you're new to flatbedding or over-the-road truck driving, reach out. Whether it be securement questions, load questions, safety concerns, let us know as fleet managers so we can help you as drivers succeed. Our final tip is to start a new schedule. So make sure you're getting on a new routine as soon as possible and setting your schedule to meet the customer's needs and the company's needs. So with this new schedule and a new carrier, you may find yourself in areas you don't know. Make sure you're looking ahead to find the truck stops you need with the amenities you need. Some don't have laundries or showers. Make sure that if you need those, that you're finding the right rest stops. Some are paid, some are free. Please make sure you're reaching out if you need help finding an area to stop in. Another very important tip is to ensure you know when your paperwork is due and when you'll get paid. If your paperwork is due on Sunday night and you get your paperwork in on Monday, you're not going to get paid till the following week. So make sure with your new schedule and your new routine, you get the paperwork piece in there also. Another point is, with your home time, make sure you're working with your fleet manager and getting as far out as possible. If you know of a date you need to be home, please get it to them. Even if it's months in advance, at least then you can schedule your time and they can schedule your time for loads around it. Within your first 6 to 8 months, you should feel comfortable with your new carrier. As long as you communicate, deliver your loads on time, turn in your paperwork on time, it should be smooth sailing or driving.
If you want to learn more about the common mistakes you could be making as a driver, download our guide below. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Over the Road on the Truck Driving Channel. We make videos like this every week, so if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out on the road.